Hi everyone. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
everybody.
Hi Alonzo, Alonzo the Monarch. Hi Leah. Hi
Hope everyone's
Speedy.
doing well.
So good to see you. Hi Vicente.
In here, block Kishi's view of all her tools and be a nuisance.
No! How will I ever access my tools? All my brushes. Did I tell you I have a new brush that I use to do flats and it's so amazing?
You mentioned it, but I didn't understand what it was doing that was special.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be in awe when you see this. So, I don't know if, obviously most people probably don't know this, but today is a special day for Kyushu. And I was gonna do split fiction, but I suddenly dropped a, "Hey Mizu, do you want to do an art stream?" and hope she would say yes, and she did. Sucker! I got it! Got it! She fell right into my trap card.
Kishi?
Yes.
Never mind, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Like, I wasn't gonna say anything else. Feel free to say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna ask about the stream title, but then I was like, well, there's no way she put that on accident, so.
Coming hard. Okay, whatever. We're gonna run an ad while I look for, We're gonna run an ad while I look for the, Oh no! Oh
What happened?
no! Oops. My mistake. I was looking for, reference pictures, but then I realized that, it said, we are on, ad coming in 4 minutes, and then I just realized that, that was just the chat wasn't scrolled up all the way, and it was the wrong, and so I started an unnecessary ad break.
You just assumed it was busted. That's funny.
Yes. So I have story time today. I have sketch requests. I might do sketch requests. But I wanted to focus on drawing Final Fantasy IX today if possible. But I mean, I guess I can do sketch requests. I don't know.
You should do what you planned to do.
Okay, cause yeah, tomorrow is our regular art stream.
Yeah, there'll be another chance tomorrow. This is like some anniversary thing for Kyushu.
So yeah, I have a story time because I was feeling a little sentimental today. I have a story to tell everyone, and it's a story that I've never told anybody on the internet, not even Mizuki. But I gotta wait for the ad break to end. Yes, this is a story I've never told anybody before. And I figured... Aw, Tanya, thank you so much. Cotton
Tastes
candy
like cotton
bear.
candy too. I bet.
Mizuki.
No.
Have you nibbled on my hair while I was sleeping.
Maybe.
Tanya, how are you, sweetie? Thank you for coming to the stream. Oh, before I forget, Alonzo. Before I forget, Alonzo, you are today's Bye Tiny. Alonzo, Bye Tiny today. Thank you for being a wonderful member of our Patreon, Alonzo. I appreciate you so much. You broke up with your partner today, sweetie. Oh no.
Oof.
Sweetie,
That's big. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Sweetie, you need to get a whole bucket of ice cream and indulge yourself. Tanya, go get yourself some breakup ice cream, your favorite flavor, and eat the whole tab. That's what I do during a breakup. Oh no! Pecan pie and onion rings? Onion rings sounds really good right now, if I'm gonna be honest. Low-key would love some onion rings. Okay,
That's so
so
nice.
I have a story time to tell, but I'm gonna be right back. Mizu, if you could hold down the fort for just 5 seconds, I will be right back, okay?
Try.
Okay.
Hey, me too, Tanya. I've only been up a couple hours. Wonder what Kishi's story is about. So it's gonna be some big life thing related to Final Fantasy IX. Oh, hi, Org. Thanks for the follow. You been seeing that Work City post? Oh, the follow noise? I have my sound off. What was it? We'll tell Kyushu she can fix it. Well, hi, Shiva. Kyushu's here too, but she's be right back. So I'm just standing here blocking her tools. Alright, welcome back. Hello. You're muted.
Hi, I heard everything. Was the follow noise too loud? I apologize.
Yes.
Okay. I will make sure that the follow noise is much quieter. Thank you so much for the follow, sweetie. I very much appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Oh, go ahead, Mizu. What were you saying?
I don't remember. I don't think I was saying anything.
Okay. Mizu, you were supposed to hold down the fort while I was gone. I'm kidding.
I did! It's still here.
You're right, it is still here. Thank you.
It has been held.
Okay, I can't change the volume on this screen. Oh gosh, how do I fix that during stream? They're just so soft-spoken. We gotta crank up the sound.
Did you set up a button to turn down and up the volume of the currently focused window?
No, I didn't press anything for the current window. I know how to lower it. It's just because the follow
Oh,
is a video, and I just gotta lower the volume on the video. I just can't do it on this current source. But I can reduce the entire redeem source. I think I'll just do that. Just to make sure that no more loud follows occur. Measy got into the cookies. So, okay. So first off, welcome to the stream, Orc. I really appreciate your follow. We are a variety VTuber duet. My name is Kyushu. This is my lovely co-hostess, Mizuki.
Hi.
We do a lot of art streams, but we also do a lot of game streams, and we are trying to cause chaos. That is our goal, is to spread chaos. And kisses. Okay, so I have a story time, and like I said, I've the gentlest chaos of all time. So I have a story time. I've never told this story to anybody, not even Mizuki. Oh. Anyway, what is that sound? What the heck?
Sorry.
Oh, that's a... Oh, okay, it's on your side.
Dong noise.
I thought...
No, it's...
I thought something on my computer was breaking. Okay.
No, it's Mouse Without Borders. I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay.
If it keeps doing it, I'll turn it off.
So, my favorite game of all time, my absolute favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy IX. If you guys know, today is the 25th anniversary that Final Fantasy IX came out. Yay! Final Fantasy IX anniversary!
Yay! I played that one a lot when I was a kid. I rented it once and we didn't have a PS1 memory card, so I played through the first disc over and over, and I lost everything every time we turned the PS2 off. Yeah.
FF9 wasn't the last one to have 4 characters in a team. I think you're right. I was trying to think.
No, it wasn't. Did you say it was?
I mean, I didn't say that, but...
Yes, I don't think anyone made that claim.
But I think you're right, because like Final Fantasy X had 3... Oh wait, FF16? No, 14 had 4, but... FF14 is so drastically different of a game, it's hard to compare the two. Okay, so...
How many did 11 have?
11? Well, 11 was an MMO, so you just had the one character.
Oh.
The...
Well, that's 12 then.
12? 12, I think, had parties of 3? That's a good question. I don't remember how many party members you had in... You're right. I was thinking of 15. Sorry, she was wrong. I meant 15. You're right. 14 is the MMO, so it also doesn't count.
I didn't realize till you guys were saying this that they like switched to a 3-member system for most of their games.
They did,
4 is
yes.
definitely better than 3.
I think it was popularized by FF7 because FF7's the really popular one. It's like FF7 is like the the most popular game in the series. And then,
Oh, 7 was only 3, huh?
yeah.
3 is fine, but 4 gives you a lot more variety and roles between characters.
So,
Was
episode
7
9,
the first one to use 3?
How many did 4 have? I think 4 had 5 characters in the party. Yeah, I think 7 was the first game to have 3 people
Wow.
in the party, yeah. I was right, thank you, Sheila. Depending on the combat system, 10 and onward try to fill the 3 or 4 role in the party so that you have a vulnerability to play around instead of 4 characters that cover all bases. That is true. If anyone ever wanted to get into the Final Fantasy series, I would highly recommend you start with Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is the easiest entry point into the series. Either that or just play Final Fantasy 16, which is a completely different game in a completely different genre. So it's, in my opinion, it's a good game, but it's also not really it's not a, it's a game you play just to be into like the lore of the series rather than actually playing a Final Fantasy game. Not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's not in the same genre. Okay. Story time. Okay, so Final Fantasy IX is my favorite game in the whole world. My absolute favorite game ever. Like I said, I've never told this story to anybody, not even Mizuki, so I'm a little afraid of how she's gonna react to this. But, apologies in advance, Mizu. I played Final Fantasy IX for the first time on emulator on my computer. I used to play a lot of computer emulator games on I used to play a lot of PlayStation 1 emulator games. And that was how I learned about Final Fantasy as a series. It was on, I believe, December 17th. It was just shy, it was just a couple days after my birthday, but I had been, admitted into surgery for a brain tumor, and, I was really scared. I was very young, I was about 7 years old. And it was like almost immediately after my birthday. And the very last game I played before I went into surgery was Final Fantasy IX. And I was really scared. And if you guys know anything about Final Fantasy IX, there's a character named Vivi who quickly learns that, and this is getting into spoiler territory, so feel free to, I mean, it's a really old game. If you, but the Vivi, turns out, black mages like Vivi, they only live for 1 year, and Vivi, he found out that he was going to expire after only 1 year, and he was going to die, and a big part of Final Fantasy IX is Vivi having to cope and deal with that. Vivi is like such a precious character. Everyone immediately becomes Vivi's mom when they play the game because he's so precious. And while I was playing the game, I knew that my surgery was coming up, and I overheard the doctors talking to my mother, and I never told my mother that I overheard the doctors. But they told my mother that the chances of success for this surgery were about 30%. And
Oh my
that,
god.
the surgery was called a third ventriculostomy. Sorry if that... a third ventricular ostomy. And they said because, like, what the surgery was intended to do is my third ventricle in my brain had grown to the size of a baseball, and they needed to redirect the fluids in my head to drain from another spot because this brain tumor was blocking the fluid from escaping that ventricle. And they said even if we, get the fluid out, that isn't gonna make the growth inside her. It wasn't going to make it go away. It's still gonna be there. And they said, this is gonna prolong her lifespan, but it's not. They said, they said, they said don't expect her to live past the age of 17. They said that my projected, they said I was projected to, even if the surgery was successful, they said they expected me to only live to about 17. And I overheard my parents say that. I overheard the doctors and my parents talking about that. And I don't know, the only thing that gave me comfort in those, those 3 days between my birthday and when the actual surgery occurred was playing Final Fantasy IX and, being with, hearing about Vivi and, he also had this time limit set on his lifespan. I don't know, it just made me really relate to him.
Yeah, it's pretty highly relatable. In this situation.
So obviously that was a scary time. Obviously that did happen. I had to go in for regular MRIs. I don't know if you guys know what an MRI is. An MRI is similar to a CAT scan, which is where they put you in this really loud machine and it goes click, 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 beep, 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 beep. Yes, magnetic resonance imaging. Thank you, Tanya. I had to go into these MRI machines for multiple months. I had to do it every 6 months for a couple years. And one day, I believe I was 12, but we went through the MRI machine, and the object that was in my head that caused all this trouble, this scary stuff, it had disappeared. It was just gone. The doctor said that the most likely situation of what happened was because all that pressure from the liquid had been released, right? Because my ventricle had grown to the size of a baseball. All the liquid suddenly draining. They believe what happened was my brain flushed out the growth that caused that blockage.
Oh wow.
Hi, Marina.
You good now though, right? Like it's not like a health concern anymore.
The doctors said they had never seen anything like that before. They said that they've had similar patients where they had these growths on their ventricle like that, and they said that children who are born with this typically don't live very long. They said that the fact that that it got flushed away was completely like that baffled them.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and I've been good ever since. I never had to go through any like what do you call it? Any kind of tumor treatment stuff. Like, it was too deep for them to operate on the object itself. They could only drain the ventricle. And that was just to prevent the ventricle from growing as big as it was and to make it shrink. I'm immortal now, that's how it works.
Escape to death.
Hi, Marina. Yes, I figured out how to PFP show up. Hi, Sticky Man. Hello. Anyway, that is my little story. I just wanted to share that with you. And I was only thinking about this because Final Fantasy IX's today is Final Fantasy IX's anniversary, and it just reminded me of how much I appreciate this game and like how it helped me get through that part of my life. That's scary.
So nice that you had something so directly relatable to your situation in such like a scary time.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, I was trying to grab I was trying to grab the follow while it was on the screen so I could lower the volume. No. Thank you. That was basically the end of the story. I know there are other people who have scarier medical stories than mine. Like I oh gosh, like I hear about people getting like tumors and stuff like that, and my whole heart goes out to them because they struggle with it for a long time. And mine was just like this dread. Like mine was just a long period of dread. I never told my mom that I overheard the doctor. You know, that was always a secret that I never told anybody about. It's just...
How come you never told her?
I didn't want her to... Cause she was keeping it a secret from me, right? And she didn't want me to feel scared. Like, she was always giving me encouragement. I later learned that, there were several days where my mom would just be in her room crying just because, like, whenever we had to go to do an MRI scan, she would be in her room crying, and she didn't tell me about it. Like, she wanted to keep the 17-year deadline that the doctor gave me a secret. But I overheard it because I was a troublemaker. And I didn't tell her that I overheard the doctor,
It just clicks to me that there were several years where you didn't know that you were gonna get better. Like so it wasn't just that and that visit to the hospital where you had to get through a few days. Like you didn't know for several years if you were gonna make it past 17.
Yeah, between the ages of 7 to 12, I assumed that this thing that was in my head was eventually gonna grow bigger and kill me. It wasn't until just one day we had an MRI, and it just wasn't there. It just didn't show up.
It's crazy.
And that was the first and only time that my mother cried with me in the room about this. She had always been, smiles and happiness in front of me. But when we saw that the object had disappeared, I said a tumor, but we didn't know what it was. We called it a growth at the time. But I mean, what could it be other than a tumor, right?
Yeah, something there.
Exactly. I found out at the beginning of this year you have brain damage. Yes. Doctors have no clue how it happened. I bumped my head so often I could have been at any of them. Sweetie, I'm so sorry. Has this been causing you a lot of trouble, or is this just something you just discovered? I hope it's not causing you a lot of stress and discomfort.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Yeah. It based on how you said it, you discovered it, so it doesn't sound like it's been causing you too much stress, but still, I'm... Hi, Tiamat, hello. It doesn't impact me at all, but until the end of the year, I won't know whether it's growing or shrinking. I'm not stressed, but I can't do anything about it, so it's not worth worrying about. Yeah, I'm glad you're strong about that, sweetie. Like, it's brave of you to have a positive attitude, even in the face of not knowing about something like that. Good job, sweetie.
Yep.
My therapist, I don't know if I've talked about this on stream or not, but Mizuki talked me into seeking therapy. You survived your mother. You're pretty much immortal at this point. If you can handle mother, you can handle anything, Tanya. So yeah, Mizuki, she talked me into getting therapy, and I'm so grateful for that. Mizuki, my therapist said, she believes that one of the reasons why I'm so, constantly happy has to do with, like, me surviving this ordeal and... like, I don't know, like, I don't know if that's true, but it's just something my therapist mentioned, and... I don't know how...
Constantly happy doesn't sound like a problem you discuss with a therapist normally. Usually that'd be like a goal. Like, I don't know what's wrong, Doc. I feel good all the time.
No. Cause I told my therapist that people can't tell when I'm angry. Like when I'm like this is Pearl on her best day ever. And then this is Pearl when she's enraged beyond belief.
Yeah, like it can be hard to read here.
Exactly. And she said that, like she noticed that I am constantly exuding like positivity and like happiness. Like I rarely get into like grr and angry and drama and discomfort and stuff. And she said she wonders if like having that fear of looming over my head for so long was one of the reasons why my she didn't know for sure. That was just a pet theory that she threw out there while we were talking.
Was she saying, like, because you survived it, like, you're happy about it? Or that it was, like, a trauma response where, like you just tried to enjoy every day because you didn't know if you were gonna make it?
It was more because I was hiding the fact that I knew that I was, like, so I had to, like, be positive, you know, even when I could sense that there was a discomfort in the room. Like, I had to pretend like I didn't notice that there was something wrong, you know?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
So I basically trained myself to always be happy, even when I'm super not.
Sarah.
My psyche thinks the same. Having lived through trauma and abuse and stuff, I learned to enjoy the little things. So now I'm out of all that toxicity. I'm basically overflowing with small joys and stuff. Tanya, that is so good to hear.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, Shiva, Leah, thank you both. I love you both so much. You guys are all wonderful and supportive. That's one of the reasons why I decided that I was okay with talking about this story. I was gonna tell Mizuki in private, but I just kind of bit the bullet and said, you know what, I'm just gonna talk about it on stream and I'm gonna tell Mizuki.
Talk to a bunch of strangers right now.
Yeah. Well, it's always been like a really sore spot for me. It's always been like this thing that like I've been afraid to talk about because, you know, like the whole always being happy all the time. Like I don't want to be like the source of drama. Like I don't want people to like feel sad and feel scared for me. Like I want them to, you know, always be, you know, I always want to be the light that makes people happy, you know, so I don't want them to worry about me.
Yeah.
I'm the fixer. I'm not the broken one. It's like one of those Disney movies. It's like, what? You mean the person who helps everyone? They too can get help? What? Aw, Tanya, I'm glad I can. Yeah, my story has a happy ending, and I always want to like. I don't know. I want to like tell people, you know, like they're gonna be okay, and like. But like, my situation wasn't like the scariest. Like I know there are some people who have way scarier medical problems, and I just, you know, I try to relate, but like I also don't want to like make my situation seem like it's on par with theirs or anything. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just.
I don't think you gotta compare your situation to other people's. Like, there's always gonna be someone who has it worse. Like, it's not a competition, and there's not like a threshold you need to meet before it's okay to suffer.
Yeah, that is a really good point. My point is Final Fantasy IX. You guys remember that was what this is where it started? Final Fantasy IX is really important to me. after all that long-windedness, I decided I wanted to draw Final Fantasy 9.
Yay!
Yeah, Final Fantasy 9 is really special to me for that reason. And because it is such a wonderful game in its own right. Like, take away all the deep layers of nostalgia I have for it. And personal connection. It's also just a fantastic story with a really positive message.
Yeah, Tanya said basically what I was trying to say, but she said it better.
So when it comes to ordeals, it's more important to compare it to what you went through before in sense rather than other people. Yeah. That is a good point, and so anyway, there's my secret that I've never told anybody online. I've told T-chan, of course, and I've told my mom eventually that I did know about the secret.
I would have been telling people so much after like, yo, I had a tumor, or I was gonna die. I'm fucking cured though, like I'm immortal.
You know, so the thing about my situation was it's weird and unexplainable and has a anticlimactic ending. Like, oh, just one day the thing was gone, and the best guess is that my body flushed it out once the pressure was off. So like, it was blocking the entry, or the way fluid drains from my third ventricle. I don't know brain stuff, so all I know is
I don't
that
know what that word means.
ventricles, you have 4 in your brain and you have 4 in your heart, I believe. Whenever you hear the word ventricle, most people think of the heart, but the brain has 4 as well. And
okay.
so your brain kind of looks like this, and then you have these empty holes that kind of look like a butterfly, like this. And this here is the third ventricle. And I know this because when I looked at a CAT scan of it, mine looked like this.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so whatever was causing the down here, there was some kind of growth that was blocking the way for liquid to drain out of my ventricle. And then they did the surgery and made an alternate route for it to leave, basically. And then that's when
But
they
you said
thought
they-
that. Go ahead.
They said they couldn't do surgery because it was too deep.
They couldn't remove it. They could only do something to drain the ventricle.
Oh.
But they couldn't remove the growth. They couldn't, like, go in there and grab it and take it out.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, during the recovery process, that was super interesting. Because my brain had, shrank so fast that, that side of my brain actually, was not touching my skull for a while because it had deflated.
Oh
And
my god.
I told my nurse that I felt bubbles in my brain. And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "I feel bubbles on my brain." And they're like, "What is she talking about?" Turns out after the surgery, they did a scan on my skull, and like I said, my brain had, like, stopped touching the skull, so there was a gap right here. And this area right here had filled up with fluid that was from my third
Oh.
ventricle. And they were like, oh my gosh. So they sent me into a second surgery that was much lighter. It was just to drain that fluid out. It was super fast.
Jesus,
It probably...
Surgery to drain the first problem causes a second problem that needs to be drained. You still have the same solution.
Yeah, the second one was much easier. They literally just put a tube in my skull and then just drained that out, and then they pulled out the tube. That was it. Hi, William. The second one wasn't nearly as bad. Like, believe me, the first surgery was the scary one. The second one was just to get rid of that fluid so that my ventricle could fill back up with fluid, and then, you know, refill in that area of my skull. They should have attached tape to your skull.
No, he said a tap. Like on a
Ow.
beer keg.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that when you said bubbles on the brain, that like made me physically uncomfortable to imagine. And like, I didn't know the brain could feel pain. Like, I thought like if someone poked your brain, you wouldn't feel it. Cause like, why would the brain need to be able to feel touch sensations?
It was a very weird sensation, and I assume what I was actually feeling was fluid that was touching the inside of my, like, the nerve endings on the inside of my skull rather than the brain itself. But from my perspective, just laying on the pillow, I was like, I feel bubbles on my brain and it feels weird. And the nurse was like, and they put their hand on my head where the surgery had occurred, and the nurse said, oh, there is a weird sensation there, isn't there? Huh? I will notify the doctor immediately.
Let's see what problem we caused.
Oh my gosh, I was so grateful for my doctor. My doctor did a fantastic job. The nurse, like, okay. no, bad-mouthing the nurse, but I was in a lot of discomfort that night, and the nurse was like, we can't really give you anything to eat or drink until, the morning when you get your next MRI, and I was like, this is one of the most uncomfortable nights I've ever had, and I kept calling the nurse, and I was like, can you do this? And she's like, no, I'm sorry. And at around 6 a.m., I called the nurse in one final time, and I was like, I'm sorry for being short, I'm just really uncomfortable right now, and I started crying. And the nurse just laughed, and she's like, it's okay, you don't have to apologize, I understand. And the nurse was very sweet, and I was just in a bad mood because I was in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort, and I was like, this nurse isn't helping me at all, and then I realized that it was me who was like, there was nothing she could do, and I was the poopy one. Oh my gosh, okay, we're done talking about sad stuff now, we're done. I'm gonna draw Final Fantasy 9 now. There you go. Surprise, surprise. Kyushu isn't perfect like I always claim to be. I'm a flawed human being like everyone else.
I don't know which one of us referred to you as he, but it wasn't intentional. It's just like a defaulting to male pronouns thing. Like, I see your name is Tanya, and like, that's obviously a girl name.
Did I say that? I'm sorry.
No, it was me.
Oh, okay. The only Tanya I know is Tanya the Evil, and she is cool as heck. I don't know if you guys have seen the anime Tanya the Evil, but if you haven't, that anime is superb. It's your fave anime? You've seen it? Yes. If you guys don't know, Tanya the Evil is about this guy who gets hit by a train, and he's reborn in this world where the men are ugly old dudes and the girls are cute doll people. Not really. That's just how my mom describes it, because I had her watch it and she was like, why are all the women dolls and why are all the men super realistic? And I was like, it's just an art choice. But yeah, all the girls have like big, bright, pretty eyes, and all the guys were like these gruffy, like military men, and all the girls were like these cute, very moe art style girls, and the whole anime is about this 7-year-old girl who, you know, just can cast super powerful magic. And she blows up bad guys and tries to end the war. She's actually...
I feel like I must be thinking of a different anime. I thought that was the one where the dude who's like Nazi light gets isekai into some like lolly girl's body, and all he wants to do is like not work, but he's like too good at strategy, so they keep like forcing him to like be their strategist or whatever.
Maybe? I mean, yes, it is an isekai. It's this businessman, and he gets ran over by a train. But I don't know if he was... I don't remember if they talked about his lifestyle before the train incident.
Maybe I'm mixing up animes or something. Like mixing two of them together.
If you saw a picture, here, I'll show you a picture. That might help. Like, here is Tanya from Tanya the Evil. She's just this pretty girl
that
with...
is who I was thinking of.
Okay. He does refer to running.
Okay, yeah, so I knew I heard the like Nazi light thing somewhere.
Alright. Feel free to say no, but does Mizuki have any secret stories she wants to share? Again, feel free to say no. I'm not gonna pressure you into oversharing like I did.
Well, I'm only going off something I read, or like an article I read or something. I never actually read the manga. But as far as secret stuff from my past, let's see. No, like stuff that I would want to say is like, well, no, I can't say that publicly on record.
No. That one will get me in trouble with the future police if I spoke about it here.
I was once friends with someone that, okay, I wasn't there for it, so I can't say like I know for a fact it happened, but like multiple people attested to it. I was friends with a dude that killed someone.
Oh wow.
When they told me about it, I was just so shocked. I was just sitting there with my mouth open, like, no fucking way. Like, it was in self-defense. It wasn't like he didn't go and like just murder someone, but it was still really like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did he go to like court and stuff? Like, did you?
No, as far as I know, they never caught him, but I'm a very gullible person, so they could have been lying to me and I wouldn't know, but the vibe of the situation was like a we shouldn't be telling you this kind of thing.
Did he, did that happen before you met him?
I don't know if it was before I met him, but it wasn't like it had just happened, like when they were telling me about it.
Okay. Okay, so this was a past. I was gonna say, like, was he on the run? Like, did you never see him again afterwards? But if it was
No,
like...
no, it was... it probably was before I ever met him, but... yeah, and he was a chill guy, like... he was short, he wasn't like... someone that would go and pick fights or anything. Like, he was quiet and polite and stuff.
I feel bad for him. Like, that must have been really traumatic for him. Like,
Yeah,
even if it was in self-defense, like, just having to go through something like that would be, like, it would haunt you for, like, every day, like, afterwards.
I feel like that kind of thing is something that doesn't get addressed enough when it comes to, like, death from, like, murder or suicide or accidental murder kind of situations. Like, it's like, say someone jumps in front of your car and, because they're, like, trying to, suicide, and, and they're thinking, like, oh, well, they'll get off because it's not their fault that they hit me. I jumped in front of them, so it's fine. They won't have legal consequences. But, like, even if that's the case, that person has to live the rest of their life knowing they fucking killed someone, like, by running them over. Like, and it's the same thing with self-defense. It's like, even if, like, you were justified in what you were doing, like you gotta live the rest of your life knowing, like you ended someone else's life, and in his case, it's like he also has to spend the rest of his life worrying, like, what if this comes back up someday or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he legally, yeah, I'm sure he was supposed to call the cops in that situation, but I mean, when you just, like, stab someone in the throat, like, you're not gonna stand there and be like, oh, maybe you would, but he didn't want to just stand there and be like, alright, let me call the cops and get this sorted. Oh, I'm not a narc.
I mean, based on how you describe it, it sounds like that was something that, like, the whole process had been over and done with for a while.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it probably happened years in the past when they told me. And, like, when I heard about it, that was, like, 12 years ago.
Okay. Are you okay, Mizu?
Something's messing up. Is my voice messing up for you?
You're fine, you're fine. It's just a little hiccup.
Appreciate the info, Tanya. But yeah, I guess this was like 12 years ago, and for all I know, it never even happened. I was hearing it like third hand.
They told us. Mizu, tell me. What Final Fantasy games have you played?
Let's see. The one with the mainline series, I think. And the first one I've actually played for more than like 20 minutes was probably 7. I did play this one that was like Final Fantasy Adventures 3, and it played just like any other mainline Final Fantasy, but I think it was like made by a different company or something. And that one was similar to like really old Final Fantasies, like probably like 3 or 4, like top-down sprites, not nice advanced sprites like 6 had either. I played 6, I played 7. Didn't play 8, played a bunch of 9, played through a lot of 10, played through part of 10 too. I played through a lot of 13, part of 13 too. And I think that's it for the mainline ones. But I guess that just shows that most of the Final Fantasy I've played is through non-mainline games. I played a ton of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Oh my gosh, that game is so fun.
Yeah, honestly, like, small tangent here, like, handhelds used to be pretty limited in what they can do, and, like, certain games or certain genres and styles were less affected by that limitation than others. And I feel like Tactics Advance is one of those games that was less affected by it and is able to make good use of what it has available for the hardware. Like, it doesn't need fancy graphics or anything, it's isometric, and it being handheld was like a huge benefit to that genre of game.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know, like, it's a game that you could spend like thousands of hours playing, and it came out like when people were playing Halo 1. I forget how good it was. But I played a lot of Tactics Advance. I played a lot of Dissidia. Played a lot of Dissidia Duodecim. I played Dirge of Cerberus a little bit. I played Crisis Core a good bit. I feel like that's the majority of them. There's probably like a couple outliers. But
I never played Dirge of Cerberus, but I'm really mad at that game. Because
isn't it just like Devil May Cry with Final Fantasy characters and not as good?
basically. Well, I was mad at it because the two main characters in that game are Vincent and Reeve.
Have a good night, Shiva. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Shiva. And it just makes me so mad because that means Kate Sith was one of the big main characters in the game, and I was like playing through it, or I was like doing research on it to see if they would finally say his name. Because I was like, they gotta say his name. I gotta be validated.
And did they?
They did not. They don't say his name even once. The first time his name was ever pronounced officially was in Final Fantasy Rebirth. And that it's just like,
said it wrong.
They said
Or
it
did they
wrong
say it
in
right?
English only. In English only. In Japanese,
Wait, you've
they
been saying
say
you've been saying Kate Sith. I thought you were in the Kashi camp.
I am. I did say Kate Sith one time because I was thinking about
Just to be clear who we're talking about.
Yeah, so if you guys have seen my short that I posted, I hate the name Kate Sith. The name that I like is Ketoshi because that is what his name is.
Because that's what his name is. I rest my case, Your Honor.
But no, I said that because, like, I wanted to see if they said his name wrong or not, and I wanted to get the official. Okay, so to be fair, in Japanese, it's not even subtle. Like, his name is clearly Ketoshi in Japanese because of how it's spelled.
Right.
But like, even in American, his name is spelled how it's spelled in, in Celtic, Irish, or, how it's spelled in, the Celtic traditional way, like how the culture spells it.
Right.
And so in the Japanese, if you turn Final Fantasy Rebirth into the Japanese language, he says his name just fine. But when you turn it into English, he calls himself Kate Sith, and it irks me. It makes me so mad. And the reason why I was mad at Dirge Cerberus was because there were only 2 characters in Final Fantasy Dirge Cerberus, and it was Vincent and there was Reeve. And it's like, well, if Reeve is a main character, that means that Ketoshi is gonna be a prominent character, Because if you don't know, Ketoshi is controlled by Reeve, the Turk Reeve. I don't know if he's a Turk actually, but he is controlled by a member of Shinra. I'm sure everyone knows this already. Fun fact, when Final Fantasy 16 was being released, at the game store I went to, they had a Final Fantasy quiz that went through all of the Final Fantasy games, and like if you got answers right, you won prizes. And I don't study Final Fantasy. Like, I don't do a ton of deep lore, whatever. It's just, I played through every single game one summer. Like, my goal was to beat every single game in the franchise from 1 to 12, and then add Final Fantasy Tactics and 10-2 to the mix. I was trying to beat all of them in one summer, and I did not succeed, but I knew a lot about the games because of that. And I did the quiz, and I knew almost basically every answer to the quiz, and the people there were like, "Are you cheating?" And I was like, "No." I just played the games. I eventually stopped answering questions because I realized that the people were suspecting me of cheating. So I was like, okay, I've answered enough. I'll just stop participating now.
Homie?
But, homie Tiamat, you forget Ketchi doesn't exist, or you forget Ketchi exists? That's one of those things that annoys me because Ketchi's, okay. I've already gone on this rant like 6 times on stream, so here's 7th time. Ketchi is one of the most important characters in Final Fantasy VII because his death is meant to... It's meant to disarm you for Aerith's death, but because Aerith's death was spoiled so much, nobody remembers that the whole point of why Ketchi dying was so, like, disarming to the player.
Because his death was a fake out?
Yeah, his death was a fake out. And it was supposed to reassure you that the characters in your party weren't gonna die and leave your party forever. If you guys haven't played the original Final Fantasy VII, Ketchi sacrifices himself so the party can get the black materia before Sephiroth gets it. And they succeed. But Ketchi dies in the process. But then he comes back literally in the same cutscene. He's just like, hello, I'm Ketchi too. Lol. JK, I'm not gone. I'm still here. Hi.
Oh god, you're right a minute.
You're right. After that part of the game, he does kind of fall off in importance. But to be fair, every character that isn't... yeah, every character that isn't Tifa, Cloud, or Aerith, they all kind of fall off. Like, even Barret. Like, a lot of people don't talk about this, but Barret is, like, really not fleshed out very well. He has the part in Midgard, and then he has the part at the Coral Mines, and that's it. That's all Barret gets. It's really sad because like he's such an interesting character. But unless your name is Tifa, Aeris, and yeah, so does Cid. Yeah, every character that isn't Cloud, Tifa, or Aeris basically kind of doesn't get a lot of love in that game, sadly.
Too good?
Yeah, to be fair, every character has way more interest, has way more than Red 13. Poor Red 13, he has an optional side quest as like his only main part in the game. Which is entirely optional.
He's just happy you rescued him from the science tube or whatever that you found him in.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, I do still plan on doing a save Ares run eventually.
But
I
don't you
will.
make it so you can save her in the remake?
Yes. In the remake, I don't know.
Oh, in the original? I thought...
Yeah, in the original, there's a glitch that people found.
Oh,
Did
but
you
that doesn't count.
Yeah. But, so, there's been a lot of glitches that let you get Aeris back in your party. The problem is all the glitches that they found she can't actually join your party. She's only in the character select screen. Or she glitches the game, she causes crashes. But they finally found a way to get her back into your party as a fully functioning party member permanently, and it's amazing. So I want to do a Save Eris rescue mission playthrough.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I mentioned this before, but like I love the idea that you get the glitch through Yuffie. Yuffie is the key to doing the glitch, to getting her back into your team in a fully unglitched way. So basically what you have to do is you have to use Yuffie to go back to Midgar after she's already died, and save her from Midgar, and then hijack her back into your party at the other save. It's amazing and I love it. And I love the idea that like everyone was like sad and they were like, oh, she was so important to us, but we're so glad like of her memory. And then Yuffie has been like all this time has been like, nah, I got this. I'm gonna save Eris, and she finally figured it out. It's such a mess with dogs. Yes, it absolutely is. So yes, someday I'm going to, on the stream, gonna do a Save Eris playthrough. We're gonna get our girl back, and then my boyfriend will be completely absolved of all his sins. And I could date him guilt-free.
Yay.
It's like, alright. If you guys don't know, Sephiroth is my boyfriend. He told me so. He came up to me personally when he was announced to be in Smash Brothers. He's like, hey, just so you know, we're dating now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it.
True story. Totally happened. I don't know what to do with Garnet's other hand. John's coming along nicely. What do you think?
Cute so far. I like her boots.
Thanks.
Okay, so Tiamat, can you confirm they didn't add the option to save her in the remakes? I thought I had heard someone like say that. I know they changed some stuff, but I'm not confident.
I was talking to my friend about the remake, and we were talking about how I would like for the remake to do things that weren't in the original game, and how I'm glad that they're kind of deviating from the original game's story, because they've released Final Fantasy VII like basically 100 billion trillion times now, give or take. And it's nice that they're like not afraid to change up some stuff. And I was like, I wouldn't mind them going really crazy with the changes, like really, really crazy. Like, what if, like, they had replaced Tifa entirely with Jessie? Like, stuff like that would, like, I'm talking about, like, crazy
Stuff that
changes.
It would get the studio burnt down.
Yeah, that's kind of the best idea. I'm just saying, like, being completely doing, changes that are, like, so
Detached from the original.
exactly.
Speaking of that, I just watched the Devil May Cry anime, and like they completely like ignore what the original canon was, but I was just like, I don't care. Like, if I'm enjoying the story, like, I don't really care about the story from the game I played 20 years ago.
All that matters to me is that there are hot ladies on motorcycles and a hot guy that fights demons with a sword. Devil May Cry. It's one of those games where it's like, oh, let's name all the hot ladies that are in this game, and then all the hot ladies come back in the sequel, and it makes me happy. It's like, oh, hey, they didn't just make these side characters disappear between games for no reason. Like Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario. Where it's like, oh look, here's a character that you fall in love with. Okay, they're gone in the next game and you'll never see him again.
Devil May Cry was such a big game for me growing up. Like, I remember thinking like it was just so cool. I don't know if it was either Dante or the Matrix or both of them that made me think trench coats are cool.
Is that why red-haired Mizuki always wears a trench coat?
Wait, what? Where have you seen that?
I'd never seen it before, but you've talked about it a couple times.
The one with the trench coat is the one that runs Mizuki's Shady Alley shop. And she has the trench coat because strapped to the inside are a bunch of vials with tinies in them that she sells.
Amazing.
It's like, you might be too young to know about the stereotype of a watch salesman in a trench coat. They would approach people on the street and like swing their coat open, and it would like be displaying all these watches, like the wall of a store, and they'd ask people if they wanted to buy any. Like,
oh my gosh.
I saw that parodied as a kid, but I never like saw it as the real thing. But I realized you're probably young enough that it stopped being parodied.
I'd be afraid that if they did that they wouldn't be buying anything under the trench coat, and I'd be afraid.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the idea is neat though. The concept of the inside of a trench coat doubles as like a display wall for the stuff they're selling. Like they can just have all the watches like set up pre-positioned with little prices above them or whatever, like, or tags, like, and all they gotta do is like pull their coat open and hold it there, and it's like a little shop. Like, these are the things I'm selling. You can buy them for these prices.
Amazing. Knock on wood, but it seems like the change that I made is helping. At least I'm going to believe that it's helping.
Oh, we're an hour and 35 minutes in, and it hasn't fucked up.
Is there any game that makes you super sentimental?
Probably.
I love that answer. Yes,
I don't know off the
period.
top of my
Does
head.
that elaborate? I posted a Growth Drive this week and it makes me a bit mad. The announcement for it got shown to more people than the actual post. Oh, that
Oh,
is
sorry.
frustrating.
Source?
The cursor trails? Cursor trails. Oh! Oh! Oh, you noticed the cursor trails, did you?
You set that on purpose?
I did. Okay, so I've been doing small quality of life changes on my entire setup on my computer because Danny, hello! Hello, Danny! So I've been doing small quality of life changes on my computer to make sure that everything is, you know, so I'm not wasting needless time doing X and Y and stuff. And one of the things that always, gave me issues was like I'd sometimes lose track of where my cursor was when it transitioned from my middle screen to my left screen or from my middle screen to my drawing tablet. And like I'd have to like find the cursor. So I decided, oh well, I'll just make my cursor a little bit bigger and I'll have a trail follow behind it. And that way I instantly know where my cursor is, so I save those precious seconds.
There's also a Windows setting where you can make it so when you press the Alt key, a circle flashes around where your cursor is. I used to use that a lot.
That's handy.
Yeah, I'm doing good, Danny. Hope you're doing well too.
Hi, Danny. Let's give Danny a shout out. I'm gonna give Danny a big cuddly shout out. Everyone go give her love. She's amazing. It's on the mouse. It's on the mouse. That's a great name for a game.
Oh, have you not seen it?
I'm not.
Oh, you're gonna be surprised. I thought you knew about it. Okay, so you play as a waitress at this cafe, right?
Uh-huh.
But you're the size of a mouse,
What?
and it's a platforming game. Well, not a platforming game, but it has platforming, and you have to like get people's orders and stuff. And it's got, I'm not sure if it's Danny. One of the people we know is in it.
Say Dooney? Okay.
Dooney, yeah.
I
Dooney.
watched Dooney play as herself in that game, but I didn't know that.
Yeah,
the main character is a mouse.
No, like, I'm not saying the main character is a mouse, just that the characters are that size. But
Okay.
yeah, she got her own actual character in it. That wasn't like some special thing for her stream. Like anyone who buys the game has Fairy Dooney.
That's amazing. I love that. I
Right?
did see her playing as herself, and I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
I will give a free kisu to anyone who could tell me what scene I'm currently drawing from Final Fantasy IX. I'm pretty sure everyone who's played Final Fantasy IX already knows exactly what's happening in this picture.
Gosh, my memory's terrible. I don't know.
It was a little bit later in the game. I think it was in like disc 2 or 3. So I'd understand if Mizu, you wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I probably didn't get there.
It is one of the saddest scenes in the game. Not the saddest. Believe me, Final Fantasy IX is in no short supply of really sad scenes. Final Fantasy IX is like, what if we venture away from the realistic characters like in FF8? Go back to a more cutesy fantasy art style? And just completely traumatize these poor adorable characters. Let's give these characters so much trauma. It'll be great. No, Final Fantasy IX is amazing because, unlike many other games, the pacing in Final Fantasy IX is what I would call perfect. But I mentioned this before when I was talking about my favorite movie. How if a game has perfect pacing, it still becomes one of my favorite. Because pacing is so important to me. We were talking about it during Split Fiction. We were talking about How to Train Your Dragon 2 and Last of Us 2, because those are also two things that I thought had perfect pacing. So in FF9, at one moment, you will likely find yourself watching as a giant dragon destroys the most important religious symbol of your entire culture. The most important thing to your entire race of people. Gone in an instant. And then the next scene will be Zidane teaching Vivi how to pee off of a bridge and why this is a a beautiful seed talking about adulthood.
Isn't that
Kyujin.
not an example of good pacing?
No, it's probably not a good example of good pacing. I'm mostly just joking, for the most part. There is a scene where Zidane teaches Vivi to how to pee off of a bridge, and it's weirdly heartwarming. Only Final
He
Fantasy
would need to be taught. Like, I feel like that's probably pretty intuitive.
Well, yeah, but it's the metaphor behind it. Like, I'm sure he knows how to pee off of a bridge.
I'm not quite so sure anymore.
If that happened IRL, we would all cheer, let's be honest, destroying the Declaration of Independence. People would applaud.
She's talking about the religious symbol being destroyed by the dragon.
Yeah, I know. I have no comment on that, Leah. I'm not gonna weigh in. Oh my gosh, I forgot Aiko had little tiny fairy wings. They're so cute. They don't at all serve any function. The only time her fairy wings come into play in the game is Beatrix picks up Aiko by her fairy wings, and she's like, "Oh, these make you really easy to arrest," because she
Wait,
picked
is this like
up.
a side scene?
No, but Aiko does have a side scene in the game. No, Aiko, she's the girl I'm drawing currently. On her back are just these little tiny fairy wings. And Beatrix, the queen's head soldier, she's catches Aiko and the gang doing something bad. They're trying to save Garnet, who is unconscious at the time. And she just picks up Aiko by her wings, and Aiko couldn't do anything about it. She just hung there helplessly.
Aww.
And Beatrix was just like, these make you really easy to arrest. And that's the only time in the entire game that her fairy wings come into play. Is to make her easier to apprehend and arrest, which is funny. Aika's outfit is absurd. She reminds me of Iona from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she wears this skin-tight bodysuit. And then over her skin-tight bodysuit are these giant, baggy, poofy, suspender pants. And it's just like, why? Why are you wearing this?
That was a great question.
Very similar to Iona, who wears also a skin-tight bodysuit, and then underneath her, and then over her bodysuit, she just wears the largest, most obscene jacket. Well, hello, Kenzo. Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. Thank you, thank you. Long live Monarch Kenzo! What is this hand I drew? What is this absurd nonsense hand that I drew? I stretched, looked away from my picture for 2 seconds, and then I looked back and I realized this hand is a disaster.
Oh no.
Oh, Mizu, remember how I was so proud of my werewolf hand that I drew?
Yeah?
They're gonna be so disappointed in me.
I deleted it?
I took the coward's way out and I just made her holding the knife regularly.
Aww.
She's no
What's wrong
longer
with the
holding
hand?
it. She's no longer holding it stabby style.
Reverse grip.
Yeah, that's what I said. We said the same words. No, I just decided that the pose, that as much as I like the idea of holding it in reverse grip like that, the picture itself just would look better if I just drew it with her holding it the normal way.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. So, Aiko does have size scenes in the game. If that was incentive for you to play Final Fantasy IX at all. Because she has this little girl Moogle that she carries around with her in her outfit. And whenever the Moogle is scared, the Moogle will shrink and jump into Aiko's outfit and hide in there until the scary thing goes away.
Oh my god. I'm gonna do that with you next time there's a thunderstorm.
You already do that. Mog, which is the name of the Moogle, she, even though she doesn't play a big role in the game, she does play, she does do one of the most pivotal, things in the game where that causes, the biggest conflict in the game, because the main villain, his name is Kuja, and the whole idea of Kuja is he is mad because he's the only creature in existence. Nobody else, everyone else in the world has this thing called trance, which is this game's version of limit breaks. And
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone can do trances, and when Kuja is threatening Aiko, Mog goes into her trance, and it upsets Kuja so much because he's the only person in the world that cannot go into trance. And
Even
seeing
Mom
this
can do it.
little... Yeah, he sees this little worthless Moogle is able to go in trance. It's like, even these simple Moogles can trance, yet I cannot. And that was like the snapping point for him. That was like what set off the big confrontation, or set in motion like the big bad stuff at the end of the game.
Aw.
Hi, Harui. You're fine, Harui. We just had a lovely chat at the beginning of the stream and you missed nothing at all. Certainly not me, trauma dumping on my chat at all. If that's what you were wondering, why would you think I would do that? It's silly for you to think that. When is it gonna be my turn to trauma dump? Sweetie, if you need to trauma dump on my stream, you go right ahead. We're a safe space to trauma dump. Okay, so far nobody has guessed the scene that I'm drawing, even though it's basically super obvious. Like, good, if you've gotten to this point in the game, then you already know the scene, because it's literally the only time when Aiko and Garnet are flying through the sky with the crystal between them. If you say, is it the time when Aiko and Garnet are floating through the sky with the crystal between them? I would basically give it to you, because that's basically...
You could be correct.
To the petrified forest, sweetie, that's not nearly far enough. That's the beginning of the game, sweetie. You don't even know that Vivi is your favorite character yet. That would be so funny if someone was playing FF9 and they're like, okay, we gotta stop playing for now. I'm gonna just turn it off and I'll pick it up tomorrow. And their friend is like, wait, we can't stop now. We haven't figured out Vivi's our favorite character yet. We haven't come to the conclusion that this character is our favorite character. We gotta keep going. So my favorite character in Final Fantasy IX is Garnet, the girl that I'm drawing. But yes, for obvious reasons, I do find Vivi to be a precious child that I love and I hold dear and I cherish and I want to protect.
Mwah.
Even if Vivi's not your favorite character, then you still cherish the little guy. It's okay, I love this little guy. He is my son and I will protect him from everything. This I swear. Okay, well, I'm basically done with the drawing. I kind of... Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank you. I kind of wanted to do the scene in the game. If you're wondering, this is what it looks like in the game. When they're both performing their summon. But I didn't want to like do an exact copy of that where they have their hands in prayer like that. I wanted to do just before they perform the ritual. So the scene I drew is Kuja attacks the city of Lindblum when he obtains the summoned Bahamut. And the only thing that can stop Bahamut is a defensive Esper, because none of the other Eidolons can defend against Bahamut, because Bahamut's is the most powerful of the Eidolons. But they learn that Garnet's hometown of Alexandria is actually, dun dun dun, the summoned Alexander. Shocking, I know, right? Turns out Alexander is Alexandria, and it's the defensive Eidolon, and they summon Alexander to protect the people in the city, and it's an amazing scene. To be fair, even when I played the game, I was like, I wonder if this giant castle is actually like the castle summoned Alexander. I wonder if this castle called Alexandria is the castle Alexander. Alexander's been in every Final Fantasy, I think. He was in 7, and I'm sure he was in most other ones. Alexander is just a giant castle. And you start the game in a giant castle called Alexandria, and so this is what he looks like. He's just a big castle.
Oh wow.
And you start the game in a hometown called Alexandria, and I'm just like, gee, I wonder if that giant castle that we're in is secretly the big summon. And surprise! The castle is the castle. Surprise to no one, right? He is an FF6. FF14 had the craziest version of Alexander, because FF14, Alexander was an entire boss gauntlet dungeon. So it was just like 100 bosses all back to back, and you had to fight all of them. If you put a throne on top of my head, would I become a castle? You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna say yes. That technically, by construction definition, would make me a castle. That is canon.
Not a very defensible one.
You don't know, Mizu. Maybe I have a secret army up my sleeve. In the event of intruders.
Well, I meant for him to try and defend you as the castle from invaders.
Alright, I think I'm done with this drawing. I might color it later, but I think I'm done for now. Leah, if you wanted to put in an art request, I will take an art request. But if you don't, I think I'm gonna draw Mizuki as Vivi, because that would be cute.
Oh my god! Yes! I gotta see that. If you don't do it today, do it another time. I love
Okay.
That sounds great. Which, then we'll both be witches, and we'll still have contrasting color scheme.
A castle that's also a giant magical girl who can absorb people sounds very defensive.
You're assuming that she'll work with you?
This is a castle ran by a dictatorship. Don't look at my files. Don't look at my secrets. Alonzo's not here to call me out on my homework folder. You know what's funny is I changed some on my desktop. I have a folder that I use to just hold all my stuff. You know, it's just my folder that has my picture folder and my video folder and my drawings folder. It's just a folder that exists to organize all my other folders. And I called it Da, as in D-A, Da Maze. Because it was a maze, because it was just a hodgepodge of folders, right? It was supposed to be like this confusing mess of folders. But I renamed it to Homework just for Alonzo, and he has yet to mention anything.
Oh my god. And you... Wow, that's a shame. You wouldn't give him bait to call you out, huh?
The
Every
kid thing
time.
isn't working. Leah, I'm sorry, I'll fix that. I'll get
a
to
drink?
work on that. Okay.
She said she's gonna send it through PayPal, but I'll be right back. We're on ad break.
Okay. Whew. You think it's okay? Oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry. Regardless, I will assume that it is my fault, and I apologize. Deviant Art Maze? Oh, I get it, Huddery, because I called it Da, as in... So it is $5 for an art request, and then $15 for a colored drawing. We might do a request next week, and Haruhi, I'd love to draw a picture for you. I don't know if you can hear me because of the ad, but if you can hear me, I would love to do an art piece for you. For some reason the ad did not play for me, so yes, you can hear me. That's good, that's good. It is just an ad window, so you might get it in the next couple seconds. Or you just got lucky and the ad, you just dodged the ad. Either way.
Oh, you
How
tell
do we-
him if he's if they're a subscriber.
Payment
'Cause it only
sends.
plays for people who aren't subscribers, right?
Right. Yes,
So
you're
if you're a
correct.
subscriber, it won't play for you. If that might be why it didn't play.
Okay, Leah, send me the art request. I am still gonna
She
do
said, "See, it's a bit to
Vivi
describe it.
Zuki.
It's gonna be some crazy stuff.
Yes.
I require a large hat and staff.
You got it, cutie.
I saw this picture once. It said good witch design, and it's a stick figure with a witch hat. And then it says great witch design, and it's a stick figure with a bigger witch hat.
Ahem. Amazing, amazing. So true. I love to request from you. I got paid my bono on the 11th, so I'll wait for the next week. Awesome, yeah, we'd love to do an art stream for you. Or an art request
Wait.
for you, Hedry. No ads for
Hedry.
Jays. God,
He
God,
said I
Mizu.
still have that one Mizuki drawing. What does that mean? Did I promise you a drawing I forgot about?
Maybe you already drew Hedry a picture and they still have it and love it.
Oh, hi, Alcor.
Oh, Core, hello! Thank you for coming and thank you for the lurk. We love lurkers around here. Hello, Lakeys! Hello!
Oh, that's okay. That's right. You're one of the people I needed. Okay, okay. I thought you meant like I still have a drawing from Mizuki coming, and I was like, wait a minute. Did I forget someone again? I need to message Valley because I do subscribe to my Patreon and I made her a drawing, and I thought my Patreon was closed before she subscribed, but then like she stayed subscribed, which I didn't expect. I didn't check on it, and like a month went by, and I went and I checked it today, and I saw she paid for a second month, and I was like, oh shit, that was last month. It's like I gotta message her and be like, hey, what's good, girl?
Hey girl, thanks for the sub.
I mean,
Okay.
in my defense, like, I didn't expect her to stay subscribed after that first song. Like, most people whoever did the $38 tier did it as like a one-time, like, I'm supporting you and you make me a drawing this month. And then I go back to the $5 tier. And like, since I never heard from her, well, it's not her fault, you know, it's on me to get a hold of her. But since I didn't hear from her, I wasn't thinking about it. And then it like left my mind completely. And I went and randomly checked today, and it was like, oh shit.
I'm loving the vibes on this stream. This stream has great vibes.
Yeah, I agree. I've said this a handful of times already, but I think the best streams are the ones where we're just like vibing and having fun, and we're not really like worrying about like doing a good stream or anything. We're just like having fun.
All of your streams have good vibes. Thank you. Aw.
No, you should see the ones where we play Melee, or where we play Smash. I get real salty.
Leah, I got your drawing request loud and clear, and you will get it.
No, maybe read it a second time this time, so you don't have to redo a half hour of work.
I will read it. I will check it. I will check it twice. No, give it to
The old
Santa.
Santa Claus check, yeah. Good enough for Santa, it's good enough for me.
Exactly. Oh, we get to use the new Alice feature.
Oh!
What's your
Silly
name?
Mizuki, you know Kyushu can't read Kisuk 1 Mizu laugh.
Amazing. It's true. I can't read. Alonzo, you weren't here to hear my trauma dumping. That's -1 point on your overall record. I'm kidding. Hi.
We also
Hi,
learned that how Alonzo apparently can't read. Names of certain things in certain places that were put there for him.
No, Alonzo, at the start of this stream, I talked about a private story that I've never told anyone before, and I was feeling vulnerable, and so I told it for the first time to Mizuki and everyone else, and it made me feel a lot better to get that off my metaphorical brain chest. Repeat it again. Just for Alonzo, could you just start the story over? I didn't catch it.
Just reopen that emotional can of worms.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Alonzo. It was just me talking about how when I was 7, I thought I was going to die. You know, no big deal. No big deal. I thought for like 3 years that I had a limit on. I had an expiration date. That's the TLDR version. That was me
She
every
found
week
out
for
she's immortal.
years. Aw, Garui, that's sad. I hope that hasn't been the case anymore. What'd you say, Mizu? Could you repeat it?
I said, and then you found out you were immortal.
Yes. The discovery of my immortality. The secret to recovering was to bully Alonzo. And they were like, wait, you're
Hold on.
already bullying.
Did you rewind the stream to see what I was talking about, Alonzo? I'm glad to hear that, Haruhi.
Modern Hollywood is cowards. every time they put a character in a mask, they have to have the character remove the mask because apparently you can't act without a mask. When Vivi and Darth Vader are both examples of characters who can terrify the shit out of you. Mask on.
No, Alonso. You have to figure it out on your own, because the journey is for you. It's not my place to rob you of that.
Aw. Harui, thank you. I'm glad to hear that streaming has helped you. I'm going to do a shout out to Harui.
It's something you'll figure out eventually, Alonso. It's not like dependent on you going back and finding it. I just don't want to spoil it.
Everyone, I demand you give Harui lots of love. Right now, right this second. If not sooner.
It's not sooner.
Giving Harui lots of love speedrun. Go. Best time wins.
Do you want me to tell him? He wants to know.
Let me see. I can't rewind the stream. Well, there's... Hi,
The
Kenzo.
thing he missed that you set up for him to notice.
Oh, yeah.
He wants
Tell
to
him,
know.
tell him.
Okay, so you know how you always joke about a homework folder with her? You changed one of her home screen folder names to homework and you never caught it.
Yeah, so... Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. Yeah, so I had a Aw, thank you. Just sec. Harui, this is for you. Kisu. Choo. Kisu. Choo.
Yes, Alonso, where she like occasionally tabs to it on stream. And you always make jokes about a homework folder.
Yeah.
That's what it's at.
So, my folder that I keep all of my info in, I used to call it Da Maze, as in DA Maze. And just for fun, it was just where I kept all of my other folders, like my art folder, my videos folder, my picture folder, my music folder. You know, it was just where I kept all of my assorted stuff, so I know where to find it easily. But I changed its name just for you, and I changed it to Homework Folder, and you've never commented on it yet. So, in the new Final Fantasy cards on Magic the Gathering, Vivi is one of the cards that they added, and Vivi right now is absolutely destroying the meta, and I'm just so proud of him.
No.
Everyone is saying Vivi is too OP, they need to ban him, get rid of this little black mage. And I'm like, good boy, Vivi.
Get him.
A lot of people were saying that the value of the Final Fantasy cards is the first time in Magic history where the picture determines the price more than the power level of the card. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks. I'm like, I don't care about any of these other cards, but I gotta have the fancy art version of Zidane. I don't care. He's a uncommon or whatever they're called. He's not a super duper crazy magic rare. He's just a slightly more less common than the common cards. And I want him more than all the others. We see it so many times before it's not a secret. You know what? I approve of that, Alonso. You get your tiny point that I took away from you back. Good job. You bring up the most valid of points. Nobody look at my art sheets. Nobody
You
look
mirroring
at
something?
No, I'm not just copying his other hand and then putting it on the other side. What are you talking about? I gotta say, thank goodness humans are symmetrical creatures. Otherwise, art would be hard. Could you imagine if humans weren't symmetrical? It's like, gosh, I can't believe I drew my hand so well, but I'm having so much trouble with my tentacle. This tentacle just isn't coming out right. Here comes my little boy, my son. Yes, Sephiroth and I, we settled down. We started a family and I have a son named Vivi. Yeah, right in the Kyushu household secrets. Don't let my husband know that I told you, though. He told me to never... We got a Vivi, let's go!
Oh, how cute.
Thank you, Mizu. I'm so glad you love my son. Lady from FF9. Yes, Zerg. Zerg, today is Final Fantasy IX's anniversary. FF9 came out 25 years ago today. And I had to celebrate and trauma dump on stream. It was a good time for everyone.
Yay.
Hi, Zach. How are you? Oh, everyone, you haven't met. This is my father. This is Zarek. He is my father. He is also my boss.
Manager.
He is my manager. He is my manager for the the job that I work for him. But he hates it when I call him daddy. It embarrasses him. Isn't that right, Daddy? So yeah, he's not my real father. He's just my daddy. Wink. Not to be confused with my boyfriend that I've already said was my husband twice now, so... Yes, I still call my husband my boyfriend. It's whatever. If I call him my husband, or if I call him my boyfriend, that means that, there's still a chance that I'm on the market. Then he's okay with this, you know. We talk about this for a long time, you know, over dinner. Like, he's okay with me, flirting with other guys. He understands that that is just the kind of person that I am, and he said he respects me and he doesn't want me to change. He loves me for who I am. And as I say this out loud, I'm like, wow, that is not Sephiroth at all. I am not capturing his character very well in this pretend story, am I? To be fair, at least, you know, I don't have a huge romantic obsession with my mother like Sephiroth does. Oh my gosh. I think Final Fantasy VII started the tradition of making silver-haired Mama's boys canon in every single anime movie that has ever existed. Because my gosh, a lot of them popped up after the 7. Everyone was like, let's pioneer new ways to make sad silver-haired boys really obsessed with their mothers. And they're like, thank you, Sephiroth, thank you for opening this new genre of character for us. You're an inspiration to us all. If you watch Advent Children, the movie, the Evo 7 movie, there's a second silver-haired Mama's boy.
The one that's like the split of Sephiroth.
Yeah, it's that guy who's like obsessed with finding Sephiroth, and it's like, okay, yeah, this guy is
I
just
don't think that counts. If he's just a fragment of Sephiroth.
You can definitely tell he's a fragment of Sephiroth because of how obsessed with his daddy he is. I will find Sephiroth. I will resurrect him. It's like, oh my gosh, get a hobby, my guy. Stop being in love with your mother so much. Get out from Sephiroth's skirt and go live your life. I say it as I continually call him my boyfriend. So I want to talk. Sephiroth introduced me to how good orchestral music can be. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, Sephiroth taught me about Shinto religion. Like, I never knew what a Sephiroth was until I played Final Fantasy VII, but now...
Wait, Sephiroth is a thing?
Sephiroth is a
Shinto?
thing. Okay,
I thought it was
so means...
just like based on the word seraphim.
Nope, it's a religious, do you know, like, the chakra points on the body? It's kind of like that. It's like a chart principle. It's a principle chart. Something like that. I don't know the exact details. So, excuse me while I butcher what a Sephiroth is. But, I know what a Sephiroth looks like. Because there's a Digimon called Sephirothmon.
Oh.
And, Mizu, I want you to give me just a wild guess of what Sephirothmon looks like.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, get ready to be amazed. You're gonna be like, wow, that is peak Digimon right there. To be fair, Sephirothmon looks more like a Sephiroth than Sephiroth does. The one-winged angel. Okay, so this is Sephiroth, our husbando that we all love. Oh, sorry. So yeah, here is Sephiroth. Everyone knows Sephiroth. We love him. He's amazing. This is Sephirothmon, the Digimon.
It's just a bunch of eyes, isn't it?
It's a literal Sephiroth, but it's a Sephiroth, but with, lips. Big, smoochable lips slapped on it. It's amazing.
Oh! I get it. It's like the chart thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane. That is... Wow.
Oh,
Need a Digimon that's the eye chart from the eye doctor.
call me Tiamat. Didn't he have like the most bizarre voice actor in the English anime? Like, didn't they give him... Gosh, I wanna say... Like, didn't they give him like a Mike Tyson voice or something really obscure and weird like that? Okay, in my opinion, in my opinion, 2020 was one of the best. Okay, 2020 was a terrible year. Everyone agrees on that. Terrible year. Awful, horrible year. But it was one of the best gaming years. It was one of the best years for gaming because it came out with Animal Crossing. It came out with Hades. Came out with Ghost of Tsushima. Came out with Last of Us Part 2. All these games came out in the year 2020. And I thought there was not going to be a single game that was better than Ghost of Tsushima. That being said, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out in 2020. And yes, it was the best game that year, in my personal opinion. So, if you're comparing it apples to FF7, then no. But if you just compare it as its own game, it is superb and fantastic and amazing. It is a great game that stands up on its own.
I personally never got far in it because I don't like the action combat. Like, I know that Final Fantasy just isn't turn-based anymore, but like, I don't really vibe that well with action stuff usually. Like,
Sure.
okay, I like Devil May Cry, where it's like the action is the whole point, like being cool and doing cool combos and stuff. But the way they do action in games like Final Fantasy VII, it's more of this like hybrid between RPG and action, and I just don't super like that. I tried playing it in the fake turn-based mode, where like they battle and dodge on their own, and all you have to do is choose when to use their abilities. But that like is just really boring. Like it's like playing an auto battler where you occasionally can use your special summoner spell. They like cast a lightning bolt on the enemy, and but then playing it in action mode and not in the fake turn-based mode. Like it always felt hectic, like there's too much going on, and like my personal skill level and reactivity is being taken into factor how well I do in combat, and like I don't really like that in an RPG. Like part of what I thought was fun about 7 was the turn-based combat, so for me I never got that far, and I tried like 3 times, but
Did you?
it's just not
Did
for
you?
me.
I understand what you're saying. Did you appreciate that they tried to blend turn-based with non-turn-based combat in the remake? With the
Do you mean
because it still had the ATB system. For all of like the magic and like the skills and stuff, but then you had the 2 other options that were non-turn-based that you can do independently.
I didn't really like that. Not as a concept, but just as it contributing to the hecticness of the battle, where like when I play an RPG, I don't want to feel rushed or anxious or stressed. Like I want to be able to sit there and think. I want to plan out what I'm doing. Like I want to sit back and watch my character do their move. I don't want to be like running around an active battlefield, like dodge rolling shit and like fighting them like it's a fucking boss in an early hack and slash game where like, hey, you gotta dodge their attacks and memorize their attack patterns and like attack in the gaps and switch between characters. Like, oh, and that's another thing. It's like it's not really even a party RPG anymore. Cause like even though you're playing like with the ability to control the whole party, you can only control one character at a time. So it's like you really just you're just playing an action game and switching between characters sometimes. Like, so just I don't know. Like
That's fair.
I don't spurn them for going in a direction I didn't like. I just like it's not for me, and that disappoints me because I waited a really long time for those remakes just for them to like not even be the same genre of game.
I understand, and that's a valid point. I was mostly just saying like, agree or disagree with like your personal opinion on the combat. I would agree. I would prefer if the remakes had a fully turn-based ETB system, but I at least appreciate that they tried to do like a collage of the 2. Like they tried to do like a ATB system, but also with the action combat. But I felt like, as far as like sure it's not the best, but I feel like they did a good hybrid of it. Yeah, like Alonso said.
I think
Just
like
my personal opinion.
from what I experienced, like the action part of it, like is I don't know. It's like it feels like if they wanted to make an action game, they should have made an action game. And if they wanted to make a turn-based RPG, they should have done that. Because, like, the way the action plays out in that game, your attacks don't really matter. Like, your basic attacks and stuff, like, they don't do much. Like,
They really
they're just,
don't.
like, there's very little point to them. Like, if you turn on the turn-based, fake turn-based mode, where they just handle that on their own, like, it's, I don't know, nothing much really changes. It's just, it doesn't feel rewarding to play an action game when your sword swings where you're pressing square do like 2% of the enemy's HP. Like that's not something that like people are looking for as desirable in an action game. Like, you don't feel powerful when like every generic enemy has so much health compared to your normal attacks that you would like take, like 5 minutes to kill them. And so it really ends up boiling down to like combat is just you dodging stuff while you wait for the ATB to fill up so you can use Braver or whatever. And I don't know. So it feels like, to me, it feels like they ruined both systems by trying to combine them. Like they removed all the good aspects of turn-based stuff, and they merged it with like not ideal action aspects. Like, if they would have made it like more like what they did with Dirges Cerberus or maybe like Crisis Core. I don't remember how Crisis Core played actually. I maybe would have been happier with that, but it's like it both feels like it's pretending to be an RPG and pretending to be an action game at the same time. Oh, hi, Moth!
Moth, thank you! How was your stream? Thank you! Okay, couple things. I was waiting for music to finish. Alonzo, thank you for the stretch and hydrate. I appreciate it. Mothman, thank you so much for the raid. I genuinely appreciate it. Please take care of yourself. Get yourself some delicious drink and relax. If you have to raid and run, I understand, but we appreciate you coming here. Hadouи, long live Hadoui the monarch! The best monarch we've ever had. So I think that's valid, Mizu. I can understand that. I thought I liked that the physical attack didn't do a lot of damage, because then it did give more credence to the idea that it was more of a turn-based focused game. But I can understand how, if there's a lot of action combat in it, like you still have to dodge attacks and you still have to, do action game elements, it does kind of detract from the idea that the turn base is trying to go for. So I understand your point of view.
Like, I think, like what you said there with the attacks doing less damage to make it feel more like it's a turn-based game. Like, on paper that sounds like a good concept. Like okay, it's action, but we'll shift it this way so that it still has that turn-based feel. But then the end result is like the action parts feel like menial and unrewarding. Like, if your attacks don't do much damage and all you're doing is waiting to get that ATB bar filled and cast, Braver, cross slash, whatever, like, it just feels like you're doing a bunch of... What?
Oh, I was just saying goodnight to Mothman. Go ahead.
Oh, good night, Moth. If you're having to do all this action and dodging and stuff just for, like, minimal effect, and all you're really doing is waiting for the bar to fill to do your specials, it feels like a kind of worst of both worlds thing to me. If that makes sense, like
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I personally like
I'm sure the game is great. Like I
I
don't want to give the
personally-
impression I think it's bad.
Oh no, not at all. I don't think you are giving that impression.
Okay.
I personally loved Final Fantasy Remake, but I will admit, I more preferred it for the story and stuff, and I mostly tolerated the combat. Like, I enjoyed the combat, but like, there was a point in the game where the combat, I became underpowered, and I kind of just like was trying to struggle to just like brute force the combat, kind of, because I wasn't
Oh,
good
no.
at it. But I wouldn't say the combat's bad in my own personal opinion. It's just, I agree, I wish the combat was more turn-based. But I respect what they were going for with trying to fuse modern Final Fantasy action with the classic FF7 turn-based, and like,
Yeah. Well, they've been trying to like nail a new formula for a while now. If you haven't noticed, like all the way back in like what Final Fantasy X, like every game after that was different. I feel like they change a little something with the formula in every game. Like
oh,
like 13's
100%.
combat is different, and then 13.2 is different from 13, and 15 is like action.
Oh, absolutely. I would say FF10. Gosh, every game after FF10, the combat got worse. However, I will say FF12's combat, for what it's worth, was super addictive. I like genuinely enjoyed FF12's combat, but it didn't feel like Final Fantasy to me.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I enjoyed it as its own separate game mechanic. Like it was like me enjoying the combat in Digimon when I'm trying to play Pokemon, right?
Right.
There was something so satisfying and so rewarding about Alonso! Long live Monarch Alonso! My favorite monarch of all time! No monarch has ever been as great as Alonso!
Congrats.
So while I loved FF12's combat, it just, I will admit it was not Final Fantasy combat, and Final Fantasy combat hasn't existed in Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy X. If you want Final Fantasy combat, you have to go to Bravely Default or Octopath Traveler, because you won't find it in the Final Fantasy franchise, sadly. Final Fantasy 15 was the game that I disliked the combat the most. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can elite dodge all of the combat in that game up to a certain point, and guess how far I got before I stopped playing?
Around
What's the
point you
game?
couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, but I got to a boss that I was under level 4 and I couldn't get past it because I had been dodging all the combat up to that point.
Oh, you meant dodge, like the fight itself, not dodging in a fight.
Right, exactly. Look at this big
had-
Vivi hat Mizuki has.
No, I had this weird experience. So like I've always wanted to like the Neptunia games because I like their brightly hued color palettes. I like them hijinkifying video game consoles. I like the voices. Like there's a lot of strong stuff I like about it. And the turn-based RPGs, the transformations, like lots of video game references. But my experiences with it, like the difficulty is all over the place between those games. Like for a long time, most of the ones I played, it was like combat was fine until you get to a boss. And then it was like you just get destroyed like over and over and like it was like you could move around in combat in that game. Or in some of them anyway. So like positioning was important. It was still turn-based though. And it's like the boss could always exploit them really easily and like minor mistakes would really cost you. And it was like going and grinding was a common solution suggested. But then I went and I played like the last one, Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. And that one has the like reverse where it's too fucking easy. And
Oh no!
if you just fight every enemy you come across in each dungeon, because they spawn like visibly in the overworld. So like there's a certain amount, like this room has 2 spawns in it. So like there will always be 2 guys that spawn in it. And if all you do is just kill one of each spawn, like just kill each enemy you pass, not going back and grinding at all, you'll still end up over leveled. And I was like looking up solutions and stuff, and people were just saying like, oh, just equip less gear, don't get gear upgrades, and I tried doing that for a bit, and then I was like, this is so dumb. Like I'm having to pass up all these fun gear upgrades and new weapons and stuff because the game's too easy. Like I'm having to not fight enemies because I'll become too strong. So I'm just not, like, I'm not getting to play, basically, and quickly lost interest after that.
Hi, Silent. Thank you for the link. We sent a ping in the Discord. I'm sorry you were at work.
Yeah, turn them notifications on.
We appreciate you coming to the stream, sweetie. You're amazing.
Honestly, can't blame him if he doesn't know when a stream is. We did change him up or do a stream randomly if it wasn't scheduled.
Sure, but Monday, Friday, and Sunday are almost guaranteed, like for the most part. This week it was different because of 4th of July, but for the most part, I feel like...
Yeah, if you guys haven't pieced that together yet, we pretty much stream Monday, Friday, Sunday every week.
That is our goal anyway. Obviously, things change based on our lifestyle and, you know. Oh boy, look at me sexualizing my son. Alonzo, don't clip that. Alonzo, I swear, do not clip that.
Your son.
Because I'm turning you into a sexy Vivi. And
Why
I
about
already
your
said,
son instead of your daughter?
well, because Vivi's my son. I've
Oh! Okay, I get it.
Mizu, gasp, tears in my eyes. Mizu, are you my long lost daughter? And so happy to finally find you. Oh my gosh, Mizu, you look adorable. Look how cute you look.
It does look very cute. I love the high collar thing. The outfit is great. Yeah, I'm not into that kind of thing though, Haruhi, so that's not gonna happen.
I mean, we all know that I'm mommy.
Tiamat, I don't really remember. I tend to do a decent amount of side stuff when I'm playing through the story in games. So I probably did like 50+% of any side content I came across.
Just gonna say, if you guys notice, Vivi has a bowling ball or bowling pin shaped to his body, or like a pear shape, where he's got the wide hips and then he gets like a pointy top, kind of like a candy corn. Now, if y'all will take a look at my lovely co-hostess, she has that hour figure where she has those lovely hips. My show Vivi having those big hips really compliments her figure in a fortunate way. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. Aw, I love it too. This drawing is coming out fantastic. I thought of a Mizuki Vivi cosplay and I was like, yes, this has to happen and I simply must. This is a requirement.
My hairstyle goes great with witch outfits.
Yes. And of course, you can't go Witch Cyber Kitty Mizuki without the big red Converse. Because when I think of Witch Cyber Cat Girl, I think red Converse. Mizuvi? Vizuki? I was thinking of Mivivi. That was my... If you guys noticed, that's my name in the file. Is Mivivi.
That's cute.
But yeah, I love that. We gotta workshop this. Get the perfect Vivi Mizuki name. Also, can I just say, Vivi has striped pants. Mizuki has a striped skirt. I feel like...
Striped underwear.
I feel like this whole situation was destined to happen. Perfect. Happy Final Fantasy 9 Day, everyone. you are blessed with Vinizuki on this blessed of holidays. The thing that no one knew that they needed until they got it.
Right? Not even me.
Gosh, I gotta say, Mizu, you look adorable in this picture.
Ew.
Next, I'm gonna commission Mizuki to draw me as Zidane. Either Zidane or either Zidane or oh my gosh, Mizu, can you please draw me as Beatrix? That would be amazing.
Look how who that even is.
Alonzo, this is for you. Kisu Kisu. Choo. Kisu Kisu. Choo.
I feel like I didn't get far enough into the game to meet this character, but I don't remember it.
Beatrix is a queen. She's amazing, and you would love her. We're gonna play FF9 on stream someday, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay. Beatrix
I was actually
is...
gonna suggest earlier that, like, maybe we could have me play through that on stream.
Yes! Yes! The aggressive, angry yes!
Kyushu, with this drawing, I would say select her hat and her bangs and lower them so that her hair, her bangs are like just
Mizu, can
right
you
above
clip?
her eyes.
The clip pen's not working for... Oh, it did clip. It worked, okay. Go ahead, Mizu, what were you saying?
I would suggest select her hat and her bangs and then lower them as a set until her bangs are like right above her eyes. Because if you
Okay.
just lower her bangs, they'll be too long. So you have to kind of like lower the hat with them, if that makes sense.
Sure. Trying to
Maybe I
give her
just
the
want her
spooky
bangs
eye look.
closer to her eyes. Yeah, okay, yeah, you get it.
Like that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe be like slightly higher if you want, but that's good there too.
I'm gonna make your mouth a little bit smaller.
I might be done with the part that I was working on of the commission for Silent. I
Amazing.
stopped drawing like a half hour ago, but and wait for him to get home and review it. And then I gotta do that other part of it.
Sorry, everyone. This is going to, from now on, forever gonna be just a Final Fantasy IX drawing stream. I'm having too much fun right now. All requests are gonna be Final Fantasy IX related. I was low-key considering giving Mizuki the Maywatch swimsuit, bodysuit, leotard look in this drawing, but like the fact that Vivi's... But the fact that Vivi has the striped pants and Mizuki has the striped skirt, I couldn't in good conscience do it. It was too perfect.
Fair enough.
Long live Alonso! The greatest monarch of all time! The cutest of the cutest! The greatest of the greatest! Nizu, I don't know if your dad is gonna buy you out of fun ways to praise our monarch.
Yeah, I gave up like immediately.
You're like, thanks. Good job. Oh my gosh.
Fight for it, peasants.
Mizuki being indifferent is kinda hot. It's like, thank good boy. It's like... We could change the name of Monarch to Good Boy. The Mizuki is just like, oh, good boy.
Yeah.
After deliberating with my brain, I concluded that, putting the, Oh my gosh, have we really been streaming for 3.5 hours already?
Oh,
No
3
way.
hours and 12 minutes.
Right, of course.
A bit of rounding you're doing there. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been such a fun stream.
I think you missed an Ara redeem.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll fix that. Let's see.
Just going up what Alonso's saying anyway.
Zarek, this is for you. Let me prime my Ara. Zarek. Ara. Zarek. Alright, Mizu, I'm gonna ask you, what sounds better? Okay, I'm gonna give you two different auras. You tell me which one sounds better. Okay. Aura on Mizuki. Okay, that's the first one. And here's the second. Mizuki. Ara ara.
I personally like the second one better, but I never was big into the whole aura thing.
Okay, so the second one didn't sound... Because the second one was me trying to do the mommy voice, so... If the second one sounds better, then I will... I was always afraid to do that one, so now I'm gonna try and do that one more often.
Just like turn on your audio when you're doing them and hear yourself, and like then you'll know if you like it or not, you know? Like I permanently have it so I can just hear myself when I talk now.
I can't do that because if I hear myself, I have to stop talking. Like my brain is just like, nope, you can't talk.
Yeah, like the delay is so minor though now that like it doesn't bother me as much, and like I can turn it down if I need to. I think like 95% of the time now, it doesn't really affect me other than like maybe slowing me down when I'm talking. Once in a while, I'll be like saying a word and I'll like repeat a syllable of it because hearing myself messes me up.
Okay.
Oh, we got the double jar redeem, by the way.
No! Not the double jar! No! Anything but that!
No!
No! Oops! Oh no! Oh no! I pressed the wrong button! Okay, I thought it was gonna take us to the potion scene. No! Not the jar! How could you?
Cruel. Cruel and unnecessary.
I thought I put a little... No!
What? Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm getting out of this jar.
Oh wait, isn't this a ribbon? Let me check.
I think you did it in the wrong order. But yes, it is.
Okay.
Or actually, I don't know if you made it a ribbon or not. I
Hold
know
on.
that, like, we have a thing for it.
I think this is a ribbon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, actually. I don't know if we're even able to fit both of these. Oh, okay, I guess we kind of can.
It
You guys
is a
going way
ribbon.
too hard with the redeems. 3.5 hours into the stream.
Kenzo, you get a ribbon. Just like, let me look it up. Because I haven't done this ribbon. I don't think anyone else has gotten this ribbon before.
Yes, to see the cursed result that got in the ribbon though.
Oh gosh, okay. I think I could still do it. Oh, okay, yeah, it's just too far. Okay. Oh. Congrats on your too far. Ribbon. Gosh, I'm so unprepared. I gotta make this a thing that's just available for me to pull out. this is what happens when you cross too many streams on the ribbons. Do too many crazy redeems all at once.
That's what happens when you jar a slime.
Oh. Oh,
You have
that's
to give me
right.
that other jar too.
Yeah.
I have
Hold
my own
on.
table for this cage.
Hold on. Technical difficulties. Haha. We're just having fun at this point. There we go.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, wow, this is so unprofessional. Don't
The
think
hat
I
makes
don't.
all the difference for that slime, I gotta tell you.
Right? Anyway, Kenzo, congrats on the ribbon. I don't even think Alonso has that ribbon. Oh my gosh, I have it, but it's a JPEG. Oh no! This is embarrassing. You know what? Forget it. We're still
Well,
doing the
what else
JPEG.
would it be?
I thought it was a PNG, so it had a transparent background.
Oh!
You know what? We're not gonna do it this time. You're lucky. You're lucky. But next stream, I will have it prepared. It's just nobody's done the... Oh, it's dripping in Mizuki's cage.
No! Don't do that! Do that?
Is it really a fun stream if it isn't a bit scuffed? It's just I wasn't prepared to have the slime ribbon occur. Like, I knew that ribbon existed, but like nobody ever does it.
Yeah.
Alonso, do you have the Gone Too Far ribbon? I don't think you do. Because I don't think I've ever given it away before till now. Yeah. So the idea of the Gone Too Far ribbon was one day someone redeemed the Isekai Kyushu, and they also redeemed the jar, and I was like, you know what, just for fun, instead of just putting myself in the jar, it'd be funny if I put this horrible amalgamation creature in the jar instead. And then I was like, look what science has wrought. You have gone too far this time. This is what happens when you combine redeems without realizing the consequences of your actions. God knows this.
I like the idea of combining redeems having different effects. I think that's fun.
We have 2 ribbons that occur from combining redeems. The other one is the gentlemanly. Huh?
Are you not gonna do it then? The slime
No.
thing?
Next stream. I will have it prepared next stream. I'm gonna turn the JPEG into a PNG.
Okay.
I guess I could do it. It's like I am currently drawing. I currently am in my art program. I could edit the picture in real time. No, it's 3:30. I have to, I have to leave kind of soonish. Mizu, I love you in this outfit. This is adorable.
Yes, I love it too.
Okay, Alonzo. Next time, you... I don't know, I could have sworn I've never given it out, though. You know. I am a little bit cryptic with the hints on the Discord. But I was cryptic intentionally. Like, I didn't want people to... Like, I want people to, like, try and riddle out the what each ribbon is. I guess I was going for, like, the Xbox ribbon. The Xbox achievement style. Is that Mizuki's mommy? Hello, Mizuki's mommy!
No, there's my security camera's automated message thing I'm setting up.
Uh-oh. Was the Waffle Army attacking? Are we safe, Mizu?
Yeah, Wi-Fi activation. Wi-Fi information.
Slime on a cage. Repeat, slime on a cage.
Alert! Slime on the cage. I repeat, slime on the cage.
This is not a drill, Alice. We need to get that slime off the cage. It's gonna drown people, Mizuki.
Situation.
I just now realized Mizuki has a talking security camera. Then I didn't even treat that as like a big deal. Like, is Mizuki secretly Batman? Does she like have super high-tech gadgets in her back cave?
Does I get cheap Wi-Fi security cameras?
I swear, Mizuki is... Every day, she is proving more and more that she is like a secret agent for the government or Batman or some kind of
No.
like Iron Man figure.
Batman wouldn't use guns.
The Catburgling, yes. There's a reason why Mizuki chose to be the tech of the two of us. Oh no, the cage disappeared! Shut up. Oh no! I absorbed 4 Mizuki. I fell right on top of him.
Yeah, Wi-Fi configuration.
Mizuki's adorable in this picture. I love her.
Love my cute little staff.
Having the big hips with the big coat, or the big hips and the tiny skirt and the big coat is like a fun combo I love.
I agree.
In case you're all wondering, yes, this absolutely needed to happen. The fate of the universe was determined on adorable Mizuki Vivi cosplay. I didn't know I needed this in my life until I started drawing it, and now I am fulfilled.
That was great. It was a great comeback.
Yes. I'm trying to think of... Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to flip the canvas sideways, because there's absolutely no way I can't not draw the Converse. Okay, we're gonna go...
That's how that hat goes.
We're gonna go ahead and finish the stream here. Let's take a look at Mizuki in black and white form. Perfect! She looks amazing! Harumi, thank you, thank you.
Anya, これ好き.
Oh, I'm glad Anya likes it too. The stream was great. The stream was fantastic. I had so much fun tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. Glad you enjoyed it too.
Okay, we're gonna go raid Crow and Chroma because he is just the craziest guy ever. And he's doing art right now. Alright, you all have a fantastic night. Kisu kisu. Choo. You guys are gonna really like Chrome. He is so crazy. He's a lot of fun.
Oh, is this the...
Thank you so much for coming. Please stick around for just a few moments while we prepare to raid.